let's kind of look at some units of 3 and kind of just see how we're transitioning. So let's look at, for instance, going from the definite side, because that seems to be a place where you have your break. And then you have the flawed hard currency. So let's maybe do like that 3 unit and then that 4 unit. Can you just read down to currency again?
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency of what we touch.
Okay, that was very different again. Then every time you're wrong with something very different. So
Yeah, because I tried to correct myself. You said it was too much. That's why.
okay, we're gonna try to transition from that first lower thought group to that second thought group, making it higher. Just try to find kind of like that happy medium. Okay,
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
maybe even higher on the flood.
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Can you take flawed a little higher?
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
So one thing I just want to kind of highlight that you did there. So you started a little softer, like the death inside, and then you went getting those to be firmer. So that's another way to kind of handle this too, right? There's so many different elements of contrast. So playing with firmness. I still think you could even go a little higher on flawed if you wanted.
Okay, the definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
So here we yeah. So let's in terms of pitch, I think that's starting to get to that range where I think it's a noticeable shift. It's a high shift, but it's not something that's distracting.
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Because we have that like of what we touch coming after it. One of the things that you did, like currency, so you went down, like the flawed hard currency, versus something that may happen is like cur and dropping, C, then curling up. It's like currency.
I was just thinking of the in an isolation.
I know.
Okay. The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
One of the things that happened when you said currency really muffled the currency versus currency.
Currency.
I would still like it a little bit more open through the throat chester. C.
C.
Feels like C versus C.
C.
Better. Flawed hard currency.
Flawed hard currency.
Okay. Can you say the whole thing again?
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Kind of muffled again. C. The other thing is, as you transition in thought groups, I want to see if you can do it without taking in more breath.
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
That's very different, right? The flawed hard currency versus like the death inside. The flawed hard currency.
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Yes, I still want you to know, especially in the replay, that you are closing off breath when you're saying currency on the E at the end. The other thing too is you breathed in again between inside and left.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me just try it again. The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Currency.
Yeah. The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Yeah. So let's think we're tensing up on that E sound. Let's just as an experiment, let's try to do the opposite. So you're doing like low pitch, high pitch. Let's do the opposite. Let's do maybe high pitch on the death inside, then low pitch on the flawed hard currency. Can you do that?
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency. The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Do that one more time.
The definite sign, the flawed hard currency.
Can you take the side lower in pitch, like the death inside?
The death inside.
Death inside.
Death and sign.
Side.
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 The death inside.
The death inside.
The death inside. The death inside.
The death inside.
Get softer at the end. Sigh.
Sigh.
You go even softer at the end, so it's just breath. Sigh.
Sigh.
Yeah. Did you feel that?
Okay. death inside.
You go a little higher pitch on the death part.
Okay. The death inside.
That was lower pitch.
The death inside.
Yeah, getting there. You go a little softer at the end this side, but that was better. Yeah, again.
The death inside. Oh.
Can you read down to currency again?
The death inside. The float hard currency.
I want you to be softer on the side again.
The death inside. The float hard currency.
Can you say inside? So
Inside the.
and you want to kind of drop it because that next talker is going to be lower pitch, right? Like the death inside.
The death inside the.
Too heavy on that th. That's like the death inside. Which is a little heavy versus the death inside.
The death inside.
Yeah. So kind of just practicing those real weak low pitch elements, those reductions, because again, those are really common.
Yeah, I'm too firm on them, am I?
You're very firm.
I'm giving them too much attention when I shouldn't.
I don't necessarily want to say that, but it is certainly a firmer quality. You know, and I think in American English, yeah, there's times you are firm. There's also a lot of times it's soft.
In my head, I feel like I am going down. I feel like I am going softer.
I'm not saying you're not going softer, but I'm saying can we even?
Because the way you're saying is like you're saying softer. You're like softer. Like I'm always stressing it, and I don't think I'm doing that.
Like for instance, doing that. I don't think I'm doing that.
I think I'm doing that.
I think the transition to breath is longer. Doing that. That meant cut versus that.
That.
Better.
I think I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing that.
You can even get a little softer at the end if you wanted. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. Yeah. Which is a bit of a departure from Romanian.
It's a huge departure.
But are there other parts here that you want to take a look at?
I have a wife and 4 pink boys. I spin all this stupid metaphysic now. On all this stupid metaphysic now because last afternoon we visited some friends in town.
Just a quick note. You could stress town, so you stress town. I think I would expect friends to get the stress, not town.
Yeah, makes sense. I just viewed it as from a textual point of view. From a neutral point of view, I always say you stress the last word if you don't know what to stress.
I understand.
That's why. Okay. I have a wife and 4 pink boys. I spin all this stupid metaphysic now because last afternoon we visited some friends in town.